Hi friends, in this session we're going to see the poem The Scholar Gypsy, which was written by Mathew Arnold. The Scholar Gypsy was first published in 1853 in a volume of Arnold's poems which is entitled as Poems. Arnold found the story on which this poem is based in Glanvill's Vanity of Dogmatism, which was published in 1661. In his introductory note to the Scholar's Gypsy, Arnold quotes from Vanity of Dogmatizing, as far as is necessary for the reader's acquaintance with the career of the young Oxford scholar who gives him the title of the poem. The synopsis of Arnold's quotation from Vanity of Dogmatizing is as follows. A young Oxford student, forced by his poverty to leave his studies, joined a company of vagabond gypsies. The gypsies, impressed by his behavior, discovered to him their mystery. After he had been a pretty while well exercised in the trade, a couple of scholars, his former acquaintances, while out riding, saw him among the gypsies. He told them why he took to that kind of life and informed them that the gypsies were not such impostors as they were taken for, but that they had a traditional kind of learning among them and could do wonders by the power of imagination. He also told them that he himself had learnt much of their arts, and when he had compassed the whole secret, he intended to leave their company and give the world an account of what he had learned. Gypsies are people who will never be in the same place. They will be keep on moving from place to place for their survival. In stanza 1, the poet asks the shepherd to take the bleating sheep out and feed them on grass and to return to him in the evening and renew his search for the scholar gypsy. The poet will be sitting in his shady upland meadow and pass all day listening to the bleating of the sheep, the cries of the reapers, and other cheerful sounds of a summer day. Sitting in this high shady place, he will feast his eyes all day on red poppy flowers and pale blue flowers, which smell the fragrance of linden flowers, and watch the towers of Oxford University. He has at hand Glanvill's book, in which he has read the story of the poor Oxford scholar who, having failed to find himself some gainful employment, left his friends and went to learn the gypsy lore and never came back to Oxford and to his friends. But one day, after many years, two of his former fellow students chanced to meet him in the country lanes and on enquiry learnt from them that the gypsies knew the art of controlling the thoughts of others and could make others think as they desired. The scholar told his friends that when he had fully learnt the secret of the art of gypsies, he would impart to his friends. But in order to know the secret, he must wait patiently for the time when inspiration would come to him from God. Saying this, he left his friends. Since then, none had seen him. But it was rumored that men had seen him occasionally wandering here and there, dressed in the antique garments of the gypsies. In spring, shepherds had met him on the Hurst or at some alehouse in Berkshire. The poet has asked shepherds to bring him reports of the scholar. He has often asked the boys who scare away the rooks from the wheat fields if they had seen the scholar. He knows that the scholar loves the secluded spots. Oxford riders have often seen him cross the Thames, dragging his fingers through the cool waters of the river. When the Oxford riders lands, the scholar is no more to be seen. Maidens who come from distant villages to dance around the elm tree in Fifield in May have seen the scholar in the evening and have been given flowers by him. But he has never spoken a word with any of them. And in June, peasants, when they went out to bathe in the pool of water by the bank of the river Thames, had often seen him sitting on the bank of the river in his outlandish dress. But when they came back, he was not seen again. In the Cumnor Hills, the housewives have seen him leaning against the farm gates. Children have seen him looking at the grassy fields and the pasturing cows. In autumn, the scholar gypsy has been seen in the company of gypsies when they pitch their tents on the outskirts of Bangla Wood. The poet thinks that he once met the scholar in winter on a temporary wooden bridge. Wrapped in his winter clothes, the scholar was struggling with snow on his way towards Kinsky. When he reached the Cumnor Hill top, he stopped for a moment to look towards the rows of lights in Christ Church Hall. He then made for some lonely farmhouse for shelter at nights. 200 years have passed since Glanville wrote the story of the scholar gypsy. The scholar gypsy must have died long, long ago and been buried under some shady yew tree in some quiet village churchyard. The poet feels that the scholar gypsy cannot die. The scholar gypsy did not live the kind of life which wears out man's vitality and freezes the genial current of his soul. He did not constantly change the plan of his work, and as such was not subject to such shocks and disappointments as come to an ordinary man again and again. The scholar gypsy had one aim, one purpose. The men of his generation are dead, and men of this generation will also die. But he possesses a destiny that is deathless. The scholar gypsy left the world while his powers were fresh and not wasted on aimless activities, and while he was free from doubt and fatigue, which seize us who strive but do not know what we strive for, who wait for success but not in hope. We wait for the spark from heaven to fall, but have neither the strong faith nor the firm determination of the scholar. We take decisions which are never translated into action because of our irresolution. The result is that we cannot achieve any progress. We also wait for the divine inspiration. The inspiration does not come and we suffer immensely. Even the wisest among us reveals to us the sad experiences of his unhappy days and tells us what various means he adopted to soothe his mental sufferings. We pine in sufferings and wish this sorrowful life should end quickly. We give up even the desire to be happy and try to bear up our sorrows slowly. But the scholar gypsy wanders about the courtside with a mind free from all doubts and uncertainties and with the full conviction that he will surely receive one day the divine inspiration. The scholar gypsy was born in an age when men's minds were not clouded with doubts and disbeliefs, when men lived freely in joy and faith, and when the strange disease of modern life, its restlessness and aimlessness, had not appeared. So the poet asks the scholar gypsy to avoid the contact of modern men and keep to his solitude, which means loneliness. The poet wishes that the scholar gypsy should keep to his retired life, cherishing his hope of getting divine inspiration at the appointed time. He asks him to keep away from modern men, for once his mind is infected with the distractions of modern life, his mental peace and happiness will be gone, his hope will die away. His clear purpose will be muddled completely, his perennial youth will fade away, and he will die like any ordinary man. The poets again ask the scholar gypsy to avoid the contamination of modern life. So, this poem is also which is related to the faith of this common people. I hope you could have understood this poem. Stay tuned with Learning Station for further videos. Thank you.